Greetings, welcome, and thank you for clicking. I'm Christian of Standing Stones Healing Company, supporting your journey with healing experiences, coaching, and encouragement for life's changes, challenges, and transitions. Thanks for joining me in this episode of Ask the Stones, where I offer spiritual guidance, advice, and encouragement for life's challenging questions. Greetings, welcome, and thank you for joining me. It is an honor to join you and to answer your questions. So this episode's question comes from Margo, and Margo says, I am a college student and am searching for an internship. I have applied to many internships and keep getting nothing but rejections. How do you handle rejection? Wow, Margo, thank you for this question. This is a great question, and rejection is a topic that is an important one to discuss, and that many of us have experienced. So when it comes to my recommendations, Margo, for dealing with rejection, my first recommendation is to recognize that it is a common thing. We often don't realize just how normal rejection is, but rejection actually is very normal. So we're all experiencing rejection in any number of ways, even on a daily basis. You know, something as simple as your friend saying to you, "Hey, Margo, want to go out for dinner tonight?" And you say, no, thanks, I'm going to watch some Netflix tonight. Prop up my feet and just watch Netflix. I'll catch you later next time. Well, Margo, actually, you've just rejected that friend. So I encourage you to first and foremost recognize that rejection is normal, and that you actually get rejected more often than you think. And I don't mean to say that to be critical of you in any way, shape, or form, Margo. That's definitely not the intent, because we all get rejected frequently, and we all actually get rejected probably way more than we realize that we do, because you can count something as simple as saying to your friend, "Want to go out for dinner?" and your friend says, "Nah, not tonight," as rejection. Typically, that kind of rejection doesn't really bother us a whole lot. You know, we know that our friend is still our friend, and we say, "Oh, okay, well, I'll just ask someone else to go out, or I'll go out by myself, or I won't go out either." And so, Margo, I really want to first encourage you that rejection is a normal part of life. And it's not something that happens just with the quote-unquote big things like internship searching, or asking someone out on a date, or to marry you, or for any of the other big things we might ask and get rejected for. So, Margo, I encourage you to recognize that rejection is a natural, normal part of life, and getting rejected is something that all of us experience all of the time, even on a daily basis. So that's my first recommendation, Margo, is to recognize that congratulations, you are normal. Now, when it comes to dealing with the rejection itself, I also want to encourage you to recognize that the rejection may not have anything to do with you whatsoever. As a matter of fact, it rarely has to do with you. And what I mean by that is that, let's go with this example with your friend again. Your friend is not saying to you, "Oh, Margo, you're a terrible friend. I hate going out to eat with you. I have no desire to go out to eat with you." Your friend is really just saying, "I'm going to pass, and tonight I would rather just stay in and watch a movie." And so that rejection from your friend really has nothing to do with you and everything to do with their desire to do something else and not join you. And so that actually, Margo, has nothing to do with you. So the friend is not rejecting you. They're not saying no to you. They're saying yes to something else that they would rather do. So when it comes to internship searching, the companies that are saying no to you are not even necessarily saying no to your applications and to you as a human being or as a job seeker. They are rather saying yes to something else. Margo, maybe they had in mind someone else they wanted to hire. Maybe they've decided not to hire. Maybe they've decided to go in a different direction with the internship and reposted it, and you're no longer the right fit. It's no longer the right kind of position for you and your desires. And maybe you would reject what they are offering now anyway. And so we often tend to think of rejection in very personal terms, but at its core, rejection actually isn't personal. Rejection is actually something that has to do with the person who is doing the rejecting. Because another person might not reject the same thing. It's like if I offered you kale for dinner or pizza. If I offered you pizza, you might reject that and say, "No thanks, I'll have the kale." Well, does that comment upon me as the person who is doing the offering and my inherent worth? Absolutely not. It just means that you prefer... What did you prefer, kale or pizza? Whichever one you preferred, Margo, you preferred it at that time. So it had nothing to do with me. And the chances are good that your internship application rejections have nothing to do with you. Now, I do also want to pause here for a moment, Margo, and say that when you are sending out job applications or making any request, you want to make sure that you are sending out quality applications. And when you are making an ask for which you may be rejected, you want to make sure that you are asking in such a way that you increase the chances of a yes, that you decrease the chances of rejection. So what I mean by that, Margo, is that if you are asking your friend about going out for dinner, there are certain ways that you could ask it that would increase the chances of getting a yes versus ways that you could ask it that would increase your chances of getting a rejection or a no. So if you say to your friend, "Hey, I know you're probably going to say no because you always say no, because every time I ask you, you always say no if you want to go out to eat, but I'm thinking about going out to eat tomorrow night, and do you want to go out to eat too?" The person is probably going to say no because you've just, in a sense, primed them to say no by telling them that they always tell you no, and you don't think that they would want to go out this time either. So make sure that when you are doing the asking, that you are doing it in a way that's going to increase the chances of a yes. So with your job applications, I highly recommend making sure that these are quality applications that you are putting out. I also want to say, Margo, well done on applying and continuing to put out the applications, because this actually is my number one recommendation for dealing with rejection. And that is to keep asking and to keep putting yourself out there. One thing that I really like to say when it comes to asking and putting yourself out there is, if you don't ask, the answer is no. So Margo, if you aren't putting yourself out there, you are not going to get a yes. You are not going to get an internship, and your friend is not going to say yes to going out to dinner if you don't ask the friend, because you're not giving anyone an opportunity to say yes to you. So if you don't ask for an internship, the answer is inherently always already no. If you don't ask, you're not going to get a yes. So, Margo, open yourself up to the possibility of a yes by continuing to ask. And you are doing that. So well done. You deserve a pat on the back for experiencing rejection and continuing to keep going and keep applying. You know, Margo, I would say that rather than asking how I deal with rejection, I would say, Margo, how are you dealing with rejection? Because you are doing it. So whatever it is that you're doing, keep doing it, because you are continuing to go despite the rejections. Another thing that I like to advise when it comes to rejection is that I like to say, rejection is not a sign of your worth. It is a sign of your work. If you're not asking, if you're not putting yourself out there, you are not trying, you are not attempting to get a yes. And so you are working hard by putting yourself out there. Margo, the more you put yourself out there, the more rejection you are going to get. The more no's you are going to get. And so, by virtue of doing the work, you are actually going to get more no's. So the rejection that you are experiencing is something that you will experience more of as you put yourself out there. And this is true of anything, Margo. Internship applications, job applications, dates, marriage proposals. The more you ask, the more you have the opportunity to get rejected, which means that the more no's you get, the harder you are working, the more you're putting yourself out there. So Margo, well done on all of these rejections. It tells me that you are putting forth the work. And when it comes to things like job applications, internship applications, dates, marriage proposals, it's oftentimes a numbers game. The more you do it, the more you increase your chances of finally getting a yes. So if you send out 100 job applications and you get 100 no's, send 101. If you ask 100 of your friends out to dinner and 100 of them say no, ask 101. If 101 say no, ask 102. Now, again, I want to pause here and pull back a little bit, and I also want to say, make sure that you are doing quality asking. Make sure that your asking is coming from a place of love. Make sure that it is coming from a place of authenticity, and that you are asking in a way that's going to increase your chances of getting a yes. Because when you aren't putting out quality applications, when you aren't asking in such a way that is going to increase your chances, then for a yes, then your chances are going to be increased for a no. So, along with the numbers, make sure that you're also focusing on the quality. So, quantity, yes, but quality too. And then it's just a matter of time. So I'm positive, Margo, that if you have quality applications that you are putting out, and that if you keep going and keep putting yourself out there, yeah, you'll get more rejections, but you're eventually going to get a yes. And the truth is that you only need one. You only need one internship. You only need one friend to go out to dinner with you. You only need one marriage proposal to be a yes. So once you keep putting yourself out there and keep going and keep doing it and try, eventually you will get a yes. I'm positive of that. So Margo, keep doing what you are doing. Pat on the back to you. I also want to say that some would say, Margo, that the challenge that you're having here is an internal block to your worth, and that you just need to work on your self-worth, and the internship will come to you when you have cleared your block of self-worth. Well, that very well may be a part of it too, Margo, but I don't think that it's always that simple. Well, let's be real. That's actually not a simple thing to deal with. But it doesn't mean that once you feel that you are completely worthy of an internship, that you're magically going to get an internship. You could feel completely worthy of going out to dinner with your friend, but your friend could still very well want to watch Netflix instead. And so while it's of course always helpful to work on these feelings of self-worth and to do that inner work and recognize your worthiness, it's not the end-all be-all of this kind of situation. And so you can even get into feelings of, well, I feel worthy. Why isn't it happening? I feel worthy of a relationship. Why does everyone keep turning down my marriage proposals? So it's not quite always just that, Margo. So I, of course, am going to encourage us all to always work on those feelings of self-worth and worthiness, because that is always a worthy endeavor. But simply, well, again, not so simple, but simply, I'll say, let me take that back, only removing that self-worth block and working on that is not the only thing that would need to be done in this kind of situation to have an internship open up in front of you and to get a yes. So those are some of my recommendations, Margo. I think what I would like to do right now is to actually encourage you, Margo, to see yourself receiving a yes for your internship applications. And I'm going to do some drumming while you picture that, Margo. And I'm going to encourage all of us right now, if there is something in your life that you feel that you are getting rejected about, that you, or that you want to ask for, but you are afraid of that rejection, I'm going to do some drumming. And I want to encourage you to see yourself receiving that yes, see yourself receiving the internship offer, or the job offer, or the date yes, or the yes to the marriage proposal. Whatever it is you might want to get a yes to, I want to encourage you to see yourself with open arms accepting that. Because, of course, we also, with all of this, want to be open to receiving and open to that yes. So I'm going to encourage you to take a few deep cleansing breaths with me. Close your eyes if you so wish. Listen to the drum, and as you listen to the drum, you may even want to actually hold your hands out in an open position to receive, or just picture yourself receiving. But I'm going to encourage you at this time to just think of yourself receiving the object that you are seeking. And so, Margo, I want to encourage you to see yourself opening up to receiving that perfect internship that you are searching for. And Margo, final recommendation, and then I'm going to pull some cards for you. I'm going to recommend gratitude. This actually is my number one recommendation for everything. Everything. And rejection is no different. I encourage you to be thankful for the yes. Be thankful for the yes before it comes. Because remember, the yes is going to come, Margo, if you keep putting yourself out there. If you keep applying, you are eventually going to get a yes, period. And so I encourage you to be sending out gratitude and saying thank you for the yes before it comes, because it will indeed come. Remember, rejection is not a measure of your worth. You are inherently worthy of an internship. Why wouldn't you be? Why not? It is rather a measure of your work. And so, keep working at this. And eventually, you absolutely will get a yes. So, start being thankful for that yes right now. Thank you, Margo, for this wonderful question. Let's pull a card for you. Maybe we'll pull 2 cards today, Margo, in this episode, and we'll see what comes up and what we might get. I have the Archangel cards. that are falling all over the place as I breathe and shuffle. Whoa, again, these are really jumpy cards today. Ah, whoa, Margo, look at this card that jumped out. Ah, this card, Margo, is courage. Archangel Ariel says, be courageous and stand up for your beliefs. So Margo, the archangels are calling upon you at this time to have courage. You know, this is a scary kind of a thing to put ourselves out there. Let's not deny it, everyone. Whether you are asking for a date or a friend to go out to dinner or an internship or whatever it might be, asking is scary. Putting yourself out there is scary. It's not easy. And it takes courage. And so, Margo, the angels are encouraging you at this time to have courage. You know, by the way, the core of the word courage, actually, it's an old French word that means heart. It has to do with the heart. And so when you are being courageous, you are actually coming from the heart and enacting your heart. So you may very well want to be putting your heart into this, Margo, and use that heart and that great courage and power forth in this endeavor. Let's see. Let's pick another card. I guess we'll see. We'll see about a tarot card and see what the tarot might have for us all, and especially for you, Margo. These are also just falling all over the place. Please excuse me, I'm gonna try shuffling again. Ah, great. Margo, I have pulled for you the world. I have pulled the world for you, Margo. This is a major arcana, tomato card, the world. And so this is a really auspicious card. And really, Margo, this card I'm picking up is telling me that the world is open and available to you. And the truth is that the world is open and available to all of us, all of the time. All we have to do is reach out and grasp it. All we have to do is open up our arms. So that, Margo, if you keep putting yourself out there, you will have the internship. I feel really confident about that with this card of the world, and you know that you are going to find a wonderful internship for yourself if you keep being open to receiving, if you keep putting yourself out there. And everyone, this, by the way, is a real key to this idea of being open to receiving. That's wonderful, and definitely be open to receiving. But don't forget that you have the agency, you have the power to reach out and go for what you want. So, Margo, you could be open to receiving the greatest internship all you want, but if you're not putting yourself out there with your applications, then the real chance of you getting an internship, yes, it can absolutely still happen that you can get an internship without trying to get one, but you really increase your chances of getting an internship if you apply for internships. You know, the universe helps those who help themselves. And so the universe is here to assist you with getting your internship, but again, you've got to be doing the work. Margo, you are doing that work. So I want to encourage you to keep doing that work. Keep putting yourself out there. Keep doing that work. And Margo, keep getting rejected. Yes, well done getting rejected. Keep getting rejected, because it tells me that you are putting forth the work. And eventually, all of those no's are going to turn into yeses. Or even just one yes. Remember, you only need one internship. You only need one yes. I'm confident if you keep doing what you're doing, Margo, you absolutely are going to get an internship. So Margo, thank you so much for this wonderful question. Thank you all for tuning in to this episode of Ask the Stones. I am Christian of Standing Stones Healing Company, supporting your journey with healing experiences, coaching, and encouragement for life's changes, challenges, and transitions. Blessings for your journey. Everyone go out there and get rejected. Thank you and best wishes. Thanks for tuning in for this episode of Ask the Stones. If you have a question for the Stones, connect with me at standingstoneshealing.com or on Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube at Standing Stones Healing. Thank you and best wishes for your journey.